Time to fly right back into the danger zone with Top Gun Maverick, directed by Joseph Kosinski, who did Tron Legacy, Oblivion, and Only the Brave. And like Oblivion, this stars Tom Cruise, so they're reuniting after 9 years. Hooray for reunions! Let's celebrate! Let's have a whole bunch of fun. What am I on about? Who knows? But this was also written by 5 different people. 2 people did the story, 3 people did the screenplay. I'm not exactly sure why, but given that it's 36 years after the fact, and this sat in development hell for a while, because, they were waiting for theaters to open back up. They had done quite a bit of shooting before the pandemic hit, and then even after stuff wrapped up, they're like, let's wait for theaters to open up to get the maximum amount of money. And considering there was a lot of hype behind this, a lot of fucking hype behind this, and Tom Cruise, by and large, is one of the last great active action stars that there is, in my personal opinion. I mean, I'm not the biggest Tom Cruise fan, but when he's at the peak of his fucking powers, he is tremendous. Ignore the madness and the Scientology, which goes along with the aforementioned madness. But about the writers, Peter Craig, who did The Batman, The Town, and I assume other movies with the word the in them, and probably other movies that didn't have the word the. Hooray for movie titles. Justin Marks, who did the 2016 live-action Jungle Book movie, not even close to the worst live-action Disney movie that they did. And also Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li. Boy, that made me hate everybody. That made me hate everybody in existence for a short time. Actually, I just hated the movie because it was terrible. It somehow made the 1994 Street Fighter, that wasn't great, seem like high-class cinema. But at least Raul Julia had fun and left something for his kids. Aaron Kruger, who did The Ring and Arlington Road. I liked The Ring, hated Arlington Road. Eric Warren Singer, sounds like a name way too snooty for a movie like this, who did American Hustle and Only the Brave. A lot of Only the Brave love here. And Christopher McQuarrie, who did Edge of Tomorrow, from again with Tom Cruise, and Emily Blunt. Oh boy, Emily Blunt, good lord. And The Usual Suspects. Fortunately, we did not have Kevin Spacey assaulting anybody on this set. Not more in the pity. Kevin Spacey never deserves work in Hollywood again. Shame, because he was a fucking terrific actor. All he had to do was not be a creep. Don't be a creep, you fucking creeps. Stop being creeps, goddammit. So yes, Tom Cruise is in this as Maverick. And Val Kilmer returns as Iceman. And boy, if you're a Val Kilmer fan, and I am to an extent, I appreciate what he's done. He had a bit of an odd career, and then drug abuse kind of took hold. And unfortunately, he had a bout with throat cancer that pretty much finished off his voice. And my goodness, it is really, really sad, the one scene that he has in this. That's going to be in spoilers, but God, the scene that he has is really, really sad. For those that have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. They're the only 2 members of the original cast that return. It'd be hard for Anthony Edwards to return, considering he played Goose, and Goose died in that. Sorry, I know it's been out for only 36 years, but get on that. Pause this review and watch the original Top Gun if you haven't. I'll wait. Okay, see, now wasn't that fucking terrific? All you had to do is just fucking go and watch that. It's on Netflix for a few days, and I assume it's probably on Paramount. So, Rooster, played by Miles Teller. Gee, I wonder who Rooster is. Rooster, I wonder who he is. Okay, yes, tipping the hand right there. He is the son of Goose. So obviously there's going to be a nice dynamic there. Penny Benjamin, played by Jennifer Connelly. I would, and you would too. And Phoenix, played by the gorgeous Monica Barbaro. Good grief, I almost screwed that name up. God damn, she looked great. John Hamm, who's a terrific character actor. And other people populate the cast, including Ed Harris. What's left of him? I don't know how old Ed Harris is, but I think when he was in school they didn't have history. His social security number was 1. And moving on from that, Ed Harris is also only in 1 scene, I believe. That's probably all they could afford, because they were like, we know that Mother traumatized you, because, boy, that movie traumatized everybody, so just do this. So, 36 years after the fact, Maverick has returned, and he is recruited by Iceman to come back into the fold in Top Gun after the events of the previous movie. He's a captain, he's still great, the best goddamn pilot, a renegade Maverick pilot that doesn't play by anybody's rules. He just goes on gut instincts. And he is brought back into Top Gun to teach a new crop of pilots the ways of the sky. And basically to, come up with a plan to basically carry out a mission that's really goddamn dangerous and no one may survive, like it's a Benoit household in June of 2007. So yeah, admittedly, while I did retro review the first Top Gun, and while I enjoyed it, and it still does hold up, I was curious how they were going to do this and why they decided to do a sequel suddenly now. Now, director Tony Scott had apparently been working on one, but he was the director of the original movie. However, he tragically passed away late 2011, early 2012, something like that. And this was in memory of Tony Scott. It was a very nice, tribute there. And I believe that Joseph Kosinski did a damn good job with this. I fucking had a blast watching this movie. It was a lot of fun. It's great to experience it on the big screen. The sound is fucking phenomenal. The camera work is... If this doesn't get some kind of Academy Award nomination for the camera work, especially for being in the cockpit, I'm sorry. I'm mature. One day I'll stop laughing at words like cockpit. Sorry. The cockpit work, enough laughing about Monica being in the cockpit. They did great camera work, like seriously. Like, it was fucking phenomenal. Great shit. You really felt like you were immersed in this, even on a regular screen, not just an IMAX. I mean, I didn't watch this in IMAX. I watched this on the biggest screen at the local theater in my town, which is not the best goddamn theater that there is, but it's also the closest one. I don't like to drive anywhere. My point is, see us on the big screen, you're going to have a fucking blast. And Tom Cruise is at the peak of his powers, doing some great shit here. He was fucking phenomenal. They managed to somehow find a sequel that jettisons off from the original and doesn't burrow back in on the other one while appreciating the original source material. You get the storyline between Maverick and, him being haunted by, losing Goose, by his goose being loose. Like, Goose is loose. Does he coos you coos? Nobody gets that. They're not a Riff Tracks fan. And he's still haunted by this. And he does have, people that he still knows, like a former love, Penny Benjamin, Jennifer Connelly. I wouldn't let her go. I don't know why he would have done that. Why would you let Jennifer Connelly go? That's a once-in-a-lifetime woman. And various other people like Hangman, like Iceman. They found basically a new Val Kilmer, essentially. And Rooster is basically just like his dad, and there's this odd tension and everything, and Maverick has to teach him the ways of the skies, and it's just fucking phenomenal looking. Like, it's a beautiful looking movie. The jet footage is great. You really feel like you're in the cockpit. You really feel the stress of it. You almost feel like the wind is on your face, even though they're locked in a goddamn, cockpit. They just somehow managed to immerse you in this movie, and it ended up being a sequel that far exceeded the first one, in my personal opinion. Now, I could totally see why some people may prefer the original one, but to me, this was fucking great. This was great goddamn shit. Exactly what it needed to be, and then some. So if you love the original, this is more of that. This is the type of Oliver Twist, more please, that everybody can fucking enjoy. And they also set up to possibly spurn off with a new cast, and maybe have a sequel, possibly a franchise. I don't know if they should do that, but the option's there. The option is there. They had enough where they paid homage to the original, homage to the original source material, while doing a great job making it a standalone movie. Yes, there's tributes to like the beach volleyball scene and stuff like that, and there's a scene on the beach, and then there's great jet footage, and there's Maverick dealing with the conflicting feelings that he has. But it's just fucking great. Exactly what it needs to goddamn be. And now I am going to get into spoilers, but absolutely check it out in theaters if you can. If your local cinema or theater or whatever the fuck you want to call it, Cineplex, is playing this, get there and watch it. Now, if you didn't like the original Top Gun, you're probably not going to care for this. Who knows? You might actually. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, 0.5 spoilers. So anyway, basically, the idea is Rooster thinks that Maverick tried to sabotage his career. Maverick admits to a confidant that he held back that he revoked his naval application, basically, and wrecked 4 years of his career. And Rooster thinks that he did that to sabotage him, or that he couldn't handle it. That was the excuse Maverick made. Actually, it was because of the mother who passed away. The mother played by Meg Ryan, so basically the same thing, because Meg Ryan's career is fucking toast. It's been toast for over a decade. Dumb bitch. She decided to do it to herself. Moving on from that. Basically, Rooster has this disdain towards Maverick, and then he has to train these people. Basically, the mission, such as it is, they have to fly through this canyon area, to avoid these missiles that are set up all strategically in certain areas, but if you fly over them, the missiles are going to shoot at you. And you have to fly through that in a certain amount of time. You have to fly up this mountain, fly down, shoot do this laser targeting thing, shoot missiles down to destroy this one cover box, and then shoot missiles down there to destroy this nuclear payload. No, really, that's the entire plot. That's the entire thing right there. And this does have more of a sense of danger than the first one did. That's the one thing about the first Top Gun that it didn't really have as a sense of danger. But that being said, it was also more about the human characters. This is also about the human characters. And Maverick, has his love, or his past love, Penny. And she has a daughter with, like, her ex. And there's some good dynamic there. There's also the playing of Great Balls of Fire, which is a flashback to Maverick and Goose playing that while the sun was there. But Rooster's playing that. Some really, really good stuff there. Maverick still being conflicted. All this really, really good storytelling in a movie that was written by a lot of people, including one that wrote Street Fighter: The Legends of Chun fucking Li. Kristen Couric. I wish that one of those words applied to her. Moving hastily on from that. They just did such great work here. It was such good shit. Such good shit, pal. Ha ha ha. Couldn't imagine Vince McMahon. Well, I could imagine he enjoyed Top Gun. I don't know if he's seen it. That being said, what ends up happening is the mission goes along, and boy, they have to fly up, hit the payload thing, basically fire the missiles down, and then fly straight up here, and then these missiles are going to get at them while they're at 10 Gs. And earlier in the movie, Maverick decided to fly some kind of stealth deal that was at 10 Gs, and then he went to 10.1 and 10.2 and shattered the goddamn thing, and he had to be brought back to the base because he's a Maverick. The movie's really, really good, though, and when the mission ends up happening, various people are left behind. He chooses Rooster to be part of his crew, but not this guy Hangman. That Hangman and Rooster kind of like are the Maverick and Iceman of the others, but he chooses them for the mission. I'm going to get to that Val Kilmer scene, though, before that. Val Kilmer summoned him. He had texted him a few times, like, Iceman had texted him. And then you see Val Kilmer, and you're just like, he was typing his stuff out. They've even put it in the storyline. The cancer has come back. It's really, really hard for him to speak. He does say a few things, like, after typing the stuff out, it's time to let it go. It says time to let go. The name, like, it's like, they need you, he needs you, or they need Maverick, he needs Maverick, the Navy needs Maverick. One final thing, who's the best pilot? And Tom Cruise says this is a good moment. Let's not ruin it with you, which is really good stuff. And then they have their mission, and things are going along good. But then the one thing they didn't count for, after flying through this canyon and doing all this stuff, is there are these two planes that are kind of security planes that suddenly just come into view, and now they have to really, really rush. They manage to get down them, even the laser targeting, even though it doesn't quite work, they manage to get the missiles in, and they blow that box out of the way, and then they get the missiles in there, boom, and it just blows the payload, and yay! Who were these people? I don't fucking care. We blew shit up. I don't know who the fuck these people were. No idea. They could have been using that for, I don't know, to possibly make new superfoods to solve world hunger, but they blew the shit up. And then the missiles are flying, and then the countermeasures and all that stuff, and the really, really good action scenes. Maverick ended up getting shot down. Well, okay, that's it for Maverick. Rooster comes back, and basically saves him. But then ends up getting shot down as well. Because, of course he does. So now we have Rooster and Maverick having a, bonding moment. They manage to steal a plane from what's left of this base, of these people we don't fucking know. And then they manage to get away. And Hangman's left back there, and he's just like all upset. He's just like, upset. But since they cut away from him, that he's going to come into play in the finish. Sorry, wrestling talk right there. They use this old plane, this F-14. They're doing everything they can. They're managing to almost get there. They manage to outsmart one plane. They outsmart another. But then this other plane's here. They're out of bullets. They're out of missiles. They're out of countermeasures. And they're fucked. And then suddenly, boom, Hangman comes in, blows them up. That's some cowboy shit right there. Non-wrestling fans have no idea what I'm talking about. And they manage to land. Everything's good. And there you go. That's basically it. They imply that, this new cast could carry on. If Tom Cruise doesn't come back, if they do another Top Gun, if he doesn't come back, that's fine. He doesn't need to. They got a franchise here. They might need to have Tom Cruise pop in and out, and maybe chime in, but he doesn't need to be the focal point anymore. They did it. They somehow, after 36 fucking years, I was 5 years old when the first one came out, they somehow managed to get this off the ground, ironically, considering if you don't get a jet off the ground, it doesn't do any good. And they managed to succeed. It was great. I'm giving it an A+. I've given out a lot of A+s this year, but this was really terrific entertainment and goddamn great and phenomenal. It's going to be on my favorite movies of the year list. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, though. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.